If you keep starting over, then this video is for you. And I'm not talking about small changes. I'm talking about big life changes, new plans, new mindset, new routines, only to just keep falling off over and over again. So let me explain to you what is really happening. What if the problem isn't your discipline, but it's just you've gotten into a pattern? So today is not about restarting. Today is about understanding what's finally going on so that you can make a difference. Welcome, Queen. I am Dr. Monique. I'm a life coach and an educator. I'm a woman who reinvented my life, but the first thing I had to do was to identify the pattern that had been keeping me stuck. So this video will help you to do just that. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Let me normalize something. You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. You're not inconsistent. You're actually a woman who has been responsible for so many things, for so many people, for such a long time. You have been dependable and you've been able to accomplish so many things. So let me ask you something that's very real. Why is it that when it's for you, it's hard to stick with it and you keep stopping and restarting? Now, that's the part that nobody ever really explains. So if you've been starting and stopping and restarting and stopping, then this is for you. So with my own personal reinvention, what really changed for me was when I stopped beating myself up and really looked at the problem. And what most women try to do, we try to change everything without really understanding what the underlying problem is. So we try to change our future, we try to change our circumstances without changing our identity. The thing is, I had to become the person who could be consistent, who could stick to my goals and follow my habits and also enforce healthy boundaries. So once I identified that, I was able to go forth and actually accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish. When you try to fix the outside without even looking at what's going on inside, that's when you have this stop, start, restart cycle. So let's look at that a little bit more. Here's where a lot of women get stuck. They think it's all about motivation, but motivation will only take you so far because our motivation is based on our emotions, is based on how you feel. However, structure is neurological. So we need to work on how our brain works, and that helps to really form our identity. Because when we make these changes and we create new habits, then we become new people. So if you know anything about computers, right, whatever the output is based on the input. We keep having the same input, but wanting a different output. Right? Albert Einstein said that it is insanity to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. And if you don't know what's going on, then sometimes that's what happens. We just keep doing more of the same thing that's not working. So we try harder, we do it more, but more of something that's not working does not get us closer to our goal. So we get started, we're super motivated, new year, new me. This is it. This is the week that everything is going to change. I know for me, sometimes I would mark it on my calendar. Today is the day when everything changes. And then what happens? Life be lifing, right? So you got the kids, we have work, if you're married, you get the house. There's so many things going on. And then if you're close to my age, you might even have perimenopause or menopause, even compounding everything, right? So you got your hormone things going on. You might not be getting enough sleep. You have all of these things going on and things just collapse, right? You skip one workout, then you skip two. And before you know it, you haven't been to the gym in months, right? You have one cheat meal, which turns into a cheat day, which turns into a whole week. And then you're like, just forget the whole thing. I'll start over again on Monday, or I'll start over again at the first of the month or the next quarter, however your mind works. Because the thing is, your operating system has not changed. You still have the same input. You're still operating from survival, and survival does not yield optimal results. Survival does not prioritize self-reinvention, right? Survival wants to keep everything the same way because your brain is thinking what we've been doing so far has kept us alive. And so that's what we still need to do. So let's be honest. Many of us, we don't start small, we start big, right? We write down a new to-do list, put new things on our vision board. We're going to change our diet. We're going to start taking supplements. We're going to work out. We're going to set new boundaries. We're going to start a new career. We're going to start a side hustle. We're going to do all these things at once. And then we get exhausted. Then you think, I never stick to anything. But let me tell you what, when you make a good, sound, quality decision, you can stick to it. You just have to change what you're inputting into your own operating system. If the things that I said resonated with you, you are what I would call a restarter. That means you're highly motivated, you're very energetic, you start strong. You plan, you prepare, you imagine the outcome, and for a moment, everything feels possible and it's moving right along until you hit that first obstacle, that first hiccup, and then things fall apart. Again, this is not about willpower. It's about trying to start a new identity without changing the input. And that just doesn't work. So let me say something, and I don't know if you've heard it before, but the fact that you keep restarting is not failure. I say it's actually a win. Once you quit trying to reach your goals, then you'll never have them. But the fact that you keep restarting shows that you're not willing to settle. It shows that you are resilient, and it shows that you are serious about attaining your goals and reaching your dreams. It means that you know that there is more. You know that you were put on this earth for more. You know that you're able to accomplish more, that you have greater potential, and your life can be filled with more joy and more peace and more productivity. It's a kind of awakening. So you are aware that things can be different. But the thing is, and listen to me on this, awakening without structure can seem a little bit chaotic. If you have structure, but you haven't changed your identity, then that can be a little bit overwhelming. So you're going to need both, right? You're going to need the structure, and you're also going to need the identity shift. So if you wonder, how can I get this structure? How can I get this identity shift? The first thing to realize and to recognize is, what is the pattern? Are you a restarter? I have identified 4 different patterns that sometimes keep smart women stuck, and it's called the Next Chapter Breakthrough Quiz. And I have linked it down in the description below. It will help you identify the exact pattern, because it's like, if you're going on a journey, you have to know where you are starting. So it will help you to identify where you are. That will help to get you on track to where you want to be. So Queen, remember, you're not behind, you're not broken, there's nothing wrong with you. The fact that you keep restarting and you've listened to this all the way through, it's proof that you want to do better and you can do better. And I would like to help you with that. So please download the quiz and also subscribe, because in the next video, we're going to look at some more solutions. So if you do identify as a restarter, we're going to have more solutions for you to be able to not only identify the pattern, but make changes so you can actually accomplish your goals. I am excited for you. I'm excited for your future. Again, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Be blessed.